See the way this Merc driver is having to slam his brakes on all the time. It's because he's within about 3 yards of the car in front, and they were going above 50 miles an hour down there, and he just stood there, and it's like bullying. What I don't comprehend is how somebody can do it for extended periods of time, sitting that close behind somebody. The concentration levels that must need to be required to be that close are either so huge, and these people have got amazing amounts of mental stamina, or they're just not thinking about it and it's not taking up any extra energy whatsoever, which means that they're even more dangerous on the road. Or they've got some kind of level of stress that forces them to do this type of activity. Some kind of adrenaline going through them. That forces them to sit up people's arses for extended periods of time. I watched one. I was with my son in the car going through to Leeds on Saturday morning for his football, and the car in front, an Audi and a Volkswagen, were right up the back of a car that was going at the speed limit, 60 miles an hour, along here. And they were within a car's length, all three of the cars together, within a car's length of each other. And they carried on up here, and they'd been doing it previously all the way through from town. And I was talking to my young'un about it, saying, what can you see there? What do you think's wrong? Of course, the first thing he said was German cars, which I couldn't really disagree with him about, but it wasn't the point that I was after. But he is only 8. So I said, okay, that's the type of thing, but what about safety terms? And he just got it straight away. He just said they're just much too close to each other. And it was from that, it really was a bullying aspect to the way of driving. It's either get out of my way or speed up to a speed that I want to go. I don't think the little old guy in the car in the front really cared too much for what these people were after. But as I said to my young'un, if he'd had to slam on for any reason, those other 2 cars were crashing. There was no way in hell that they were able to stop. They were both crashing into each other, and the Audi into the car in front. Now the interesting thing was, the Audi got past around about here, and the Volkswagen moved up and got right up its arse, or up the little car's arse. And as we came round here, the Audi had put on a right big spurt, and it was about 200 yards in front, and you could see that all that it had done was go from one victim to the next. The next car was pretty much invisible. You could hardly see any of it because he was that close up his arse. I really do not comprehend what is going on in people's minds. And I watched a video this morning. There's a slightly different topic. I watched a video this morning from Mr. and Mrs. B's brain dump, and it was Mrs. B on the bike, and she was giving a story about how she'd gone out for the night. She'd got a taxi at the end of the night, and the taxi driver was constantly looking at his mobile phone, which was sat on the passenger seat. And it was every few seconds, constantly looking. And she asked him to stop using it and to focus on the road. And the taxi driver basically said, it's not like they're on Facebook or Twitter or social media or something. They're using an app for the next job. Now this sounds like that Uber app, and my concern is, well, I mean, Mrs. B ended up reporting him to the council, and I fully 100% agree with her, because she was paying for a professional driver to safely return her home, and he was not driving in a professional, safe manner. So reporting it to the council or reporting him to the police is completely acceptable to me. They're supposed to be offering a professional service. But my main concern is this app, because as we all know, the radio stuff within cabs is really difficult to understand. And I got a feeling that this app that's being used is going to take the taxi world by storm, and they're all going to be using this app, which means that every taxi driver is going to be staring at their mobile phone, looking for their next job. Now the reason that they're probably looking for their next job is that it's probably on a competitive basis. Who's available to do this? Who's available to do that? And so the first person that replies and says, yep, I'll have it, may be the one that gets it. And that is a real concern, because while you are in a taxi, every taxi driver that is driving around is going to be staring at their phone every 2 seconds, waiting for the next job to come in, so that they can be the one who can quickly grab their phone and accept the job and get it. And in its competitive nature, they're going to have to be staring at their phone constantly. Mrs. B was saying he was looking down at his phone every 2 seconds. Now this is a real concern for road safety, and I'd be interested in other people's views. This has been quite a serious, boring, possibly interesting to some vlog. I'm going to sign off now. It's been going on for long enough. And I'll carry on my commute to work. Cheers all, bye bye.